mostly classified elements in the form of table according to increasing order of atomic numbers of elements. This table is called modern periodic table, or it is also called long form of periodic table. Now also we are using this classification for study of elements. This is the best classification out of all classifications of elements. If you will see here, this contains certain number of rows and columns. There are 7 horizontal rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These rows are called periods. Horizontal rows are called periods. Such 7 periods are there. Vertical columns are 18 in number, and vertical columns are called groups. Such 18 groups are there in this table. At the bottom of periodic table, you will see these 2 horizontal rows. These rows are nothing but extension from this table. That is, if you see here in period number 6, star mark is indicated. Here, element number 57 to 71. These 14 elements are separately taken here. This is called lanthanoids. And from 7th period, element number 89 to 103. These are separately taken here. Means these two lines are nothing but the part of this only. These two are not separate rows. So in this way, the modern periodic table contains 7 periods and 18 groups. So in this table, elements are filled according to increasing order of their atomic numbers. For example, hydrogen is having atomic number 1, so its place is here. Next is helium, its atomic number is 2, so its place is here. That is, first period contains only 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. Now when this one row will be filled completely, then we have to move to next period, second period. Now here third element will be placed, which is lithium. Next is beryllium, fourth atomic number. Next is boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, potassium and calcium. These 20 elements according to atomic numbers, you are familiar with them. One by one we have arranged. When one period will be filled, we have to move to next period. Like this, row wise we are going to fill the elements. So after 20th element calcium, there will be 21, 22, 23, like that this full period will be filled. After that, when this period will be filled, we have to move to next 5th period. Like that 5th period we will fill, then we have to move to next 6th period. Up to 56th element when they are filled. After that 57 to 71, they are separately taken here as lanthanides. That is 57 to 71. After 71 again from 72, and next we have to continue up to last 86th element. Next again 7th period contains 87th element, 88th element, and from 89 to 103 again they are taken separately here, which are called as actinides. Why these two series or why these two rows are taken separately? Because from elements 57 to 71, these all 14 elements are showing very much similar properties, and they are showing similar properties to first element, which is lanthanide. So this series is called lanthanoids. Same is there for the second row, that is actinides. The first element from the second row is actinium, and all these 14 elements are showing similar properties to actinium. That's why this series is called actinoids. After the 103th element, 104 and up to last 118. In this way, total 118 elements discovered are filled in this periodic table. If you will see, first period contains only 2 elements. That's why it is known as shortest period. Second and third period, these both periods contains 8 elements each. That is, second is having 8 elements and third is having 8 elements. That's why they are called short period. Period number 4 and period number 5, each of them contains 18 elements. That's why they are called as long period. Next is sixth period contains 32 elements. 18 are these elements and 14 from this lanthanides. In total 18 plus 14, 32. So it is the longest period because it contains large number of elements. Last period, seventh period, is incomplete period because nowadays also elements we are discovering, and that's why this period is incomplete. So whenever new element will be discovered, that will be filled here. So this period is called incomplete period. While studying electronic configuration, we have seen that electrons are distributed in different shells differently. Based on that, this whole periodic table is divided in 4 blocks. They are S block, P block, D block and F block. Group number first and second forms S block elements. Group number 13 to group number 18, these whole group of element forms P block elements. Group number 3 to 12, these whole group of elements forms D block element. And lastly, lanthanide series and actinide series togetherly they form F block elements. We know that metals, non-metals and metalloids are the 3 types of elements. These 3 types of elements are separated in this periodic table by this zigzag line. This zigzag line separates metals, metalloids and non-metals. How we will see? To the left of this zigzag line, that is this side, left side, they are all metals. Above the zigzag line, that is to the right of the zigzag line, these all are non-metals. And the elements who lies on this zigzag line shown by scratch lines, boron, silicon, germanium, astatine, these are metalloids which lies on zigzag line. So this zigzag line separates metals, non-metals, and these are metalloids. To the left side metals, to the right side non-metals, and on that zigzag line there will be metalloids. Now separately periods and groups we will study